Today I'm going to show you how you can grow some of your own food even if you do not have your own garden or space for a garden. So I'm going to show you some different fruits and vegetables you can grow. You can just buy most of these from the grocery store and grow more from those. So the first thing I'm going to show you is carrots. So when you grow carrots, all you have to do is chop the top part off, and then you can just place it in water, or you can place it in soil. So what you're going to get, I started this in soil. What you're going to get is just the tops of the carrots. You're not going to get the whole carrot. If you want to get another set of roots, you have to wait until this grows up, make seeds, and then plant those seeds. So you're just going to get carrot tops, but you can use those for cooking. Another thing you can grow real easily is green onions. So green onions come with their little roots right here. So all you have to do is plant them. You can even keep them on your kitchen table if you want. And then whenever you're wanting a green onion, you just come up and clip it off. Leave that in the soil, and it will grow another one of these. So that's pretty fast. If you want to grow more lettuce, all you have to do is take the lettuce you get at the store, and you're going to cut it off right here where there's a little bit of roots. So you're going to keep a little bit of roots on there. You're just going to saw the bottom inch or ½ inch off, and then you're going to take this with this side down and just put it in water. If you're really patient, you can grow your own avocados. So this is an avocado tree, a baby avocado tree. It's like several months old. But the way you start an avocado tree is you take an avocado and you get the pit out of the middle. Now you can either just stick it straight in the soil, like this one was, or you can suspend it in water. And to suspend it in water, you just take toothpicks, get them in there so that you've got enough room underneath for it to sit in water. And then just put it in like this one, just making sure that the bottom part is always touching water. So as it evaporates, you're going to have to add more water. All right, celery. So if you get celery as a bunch at the store, you'll notice here again where it's cut off, this is where the roots are going to come out. So just like the lettuce, you just take the bottom, you can take like about an inch. You cut that off. Now you can still eat all this. And this part, you just put in some soil, just like that, and you just wait. You water it and wait. And eventually, like this is a couple months old, you'll get your own celery sprouting back out. Okay, sweet potatoes. Some people grow these for their ornamental value. If you want to grow your own sweet potatoes, you take a sweet potato, you can get it from the store, all this came from the store. And when you look at a sweet potato, it has a pointy end and a blunt end. So the roots, and some of these are already coming out, the roots are going to come out from the bottom. This is where it was attached underground when it was growing. You're going to do the same kind of thing you do with the avocado, with the avocado. And you suspend this in water. Again, you just need to have the lower half submerged. So as long as the water is touching the bottom. Now, after about 6 weeks, you'll get these little guys, and these are called slips. So this is where you're going to grow more sweet potatoes. You're going to take these slips and you can either break them off. See, there's even little roots right there. Or you can cut them off. And this is what you're going to plant. So for each one of these you plant, you're going to get a sweet potato. For onions, it also has a root. So these are the roots right here. So you can just take, just like the others, just take the bottom inch or so. You don't even need that much. You can take the roots and put them right on top of the soil, just like you can do with the celery and the lettuce. All right, potatoes have a bunch of these little growing points called eyes, and you can actually see some of them have little sprouts coming out already. So what you can do with the potato is just cut it so that you have at least one little eye, and you can have more if you want. But you take all these pieces and you let them harden over a couple of days, and eventually they're gonna sprout like this. Now, what you do when they've sprouted or when they've dried off enough that they're not gonna rot, you put them in soil. But here's the key to potatoes. You don't just put them in soil and cover them up like a normal crop. What you do is you put the potato pieces in, and then as they grow, you cover them up a little bit. As they grow and they get their leaves, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna take it, and let's say that we're gonna cover up to here. If you just keep hilling it up as they grow and you just keep adding and adding and adding, all those are gonna make more and more potatoes. So that's how you get more potatoes. Now, one of the more fun ones to do is a pineapple. So pineapples grow on stuff that looks like a yucca, all right? And you're gonna get one stalk coming up from here. Now, if you see all these little flowers, those are actually separate fruits. So when you look on a pineapple, all these are actually the remnants of the petals from the fruits forming. So all these are separate fruits. Now, when you get it from a store, it's usually green or brown. That's not a ripe pineapple. But unlike tomatoes, they don't keep ripening after you harvest them. So what you would want to do is find one. This is kind of starting, gold. When you do your own, this whole thing will be gold and it'll melt in your mouth. It won't have any hard crunchiness like some pineapple chunks when you buy them. So what you're going to do with the pineapple is you're going to cut off the top. And you're going to put it in a pot of soil, and you're just going to cover it up to about there, all right? So then you're going to let it grow. Now you have to be patient because a pineapple can take 18 months to 2 years to actually start to where you can harvest it. So it starts off with these little individual fruits that have their own flowers, and as it gets bigger and bigger, it'll look more like a regular pineapple where it closes up closer. And then as each one ripens, it'll get more and more yellow till you have yellow with green edges. And when there's no more green edges and it's all yellow, then it's ready to harvest. And when it's fully ripe, you just barely touch and it'll come off, and it'll be really good and juicy. So if you want to grow your own food and you don't even have a garden, it's possible. You just go to the store, eat what you want, and then regrow your leftovers.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.